So I recently received an interesting email in my inbox. It said National Geographic photography, videography opportunity. Here, let me show you. Now, I've never heard from National Geographic before, but I do sometimes get emails like this. Some of them turn out to be nonsense, but sometimes they are real things. I have had strangers email me emails like this that have sometimes led to me being flown to another country to do a project. So when I get an email like this, I'm typically excited, as most people would be. But let's see what the email actually says, okay? It says, "Hello, good morning to you. I hope you receive this email with as much interest as I am sending you." Okay, like slightly strange English, but that's okay. It's still like, who knows? "My name is Dr. Corey. I am a National Geographic explorer who is passionate about nature and our delicate climate." Okay, so at this point, I would be like, well, who is this guy? Dr. Corey. Look him up, and of course, there he is. Okay. Conservationist, MIT graduate, looks like an upstanding fellow. Good to see Corey in my inbox. Okay, so he goes on to say, "National Geographic is funding my personal research, the rate of melting glaciers and their effect on sea level rise. I have my team for the field work, but in need of a photographer, videographer who is ready to travel. Our rep stumbled on your profile online and have been following your work, so I thought you might be interested in being a part of this research project. The fieldwork in Norway starts June 18th, 2022, and will last for 7 days." Now, just note, I got this in May, so I know the date has since passed, but when he sent this, it made sense. But it's important to note that it is less than a month between the sending date and the actual fieldwork date. It does put a sense in your mind of like, okay, this person needs a quick response. Maybe I don't have too much time to think about it. We need to organize flights. It's going to be a 7-day trip. There's lots to figure out. So let me get back to him quickly, which I did. I said, "Hi, Corey. Thanks for reaching out. Yes, I'd be interested in learning more about this opportunity." And in case you're thinking my response is kind of cold and robotic, and you're wondering why I'm not saying things like, "Oh, I'd love to go to Norway. I'm super passionate about this cause, and I have a lot of respect for National Geographic. Thank you for considering me for this blah, 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 blah." That's because I already had strong suspicions about this email. And I'm going to tell you why I had the suspicions, but first let me see what he replied with. So again, that was May 24th, and then a week later, May 31st, I hear back. "Good morning, Dan. I hope your day is going smoothly. It is good to hear from you. I apologize for my late response. I have been very busy. Kindly go through the document attached to this mail for more information about this research opportunity and get back to me with your decision. Looking forward to receiving your response. Thank you and have a great day. Sincerely, Corey Jaskulski." And then there's this PDF attachment at the bottom. Just a note to anyone watching, be very careful about clicking PDFs or clicking links more generally. If it were a link, I never would have clicked on it because sometimes they can send you links and without you even doing anything, certain websites can track you and get personal information through your data just as you land on their page. With this PDF, I didn't think it was one of those because I could see the preview and I was like, okay, I feel okay opening this up. And so I did. I opened up the PDF and this is what it gives you. National Geographic Research Team. They got a nice logo at the top. They got an address. Okay, and this, I could pick this apart and like maybe look for a couple of things about this that don't look realistic, but overall, like they've clearly spent a lot of time writing this. Okay. Payment terms. $4,500, $1,000 up front. Flights and tickets will be covered. Food will be covered. Hotel will be covered. Requirements. Okay. So at this point, as someone who's worked on contracts like this before, I would say it looks rather believable. The part that isn't believable to me is the fact that this person would send this over without even wanting to do a video chat or do something face to face, or actually get to know the person who he's about to pay to fly to Norway on this big expedition. But as Corey said, he's busy, right? As he said, I am very busy. I apologize for my late response. I have been very busy. Because he's very busy, you are now 7 days closer to the departure date. You also feel like, oh, maybe I can't bother Corey with my concerns or any little questions because he's a busy guy. He's a National Geographic explorer. I'm just a random YouTuber, photographer, videographer who's getting invited on this trip. It's not my place to speak out with any hesitations I might have. See, this is all the manipulation that scammers like to use. They want you to feel like there's a sense of urgency. They don't want you to think too much because they want you to be carried away by your enthusiasm. And if you allow yourself to get carried away by your enthusiasm, something like this might happen. Nat Geo hired me for a job in Iceland, or that's what I thought. Not too long ago, a famous Nat Geo photographer, Henrik Sala. So note, they changed the name. They also changed the country from Iceland to Norway. But because these are two geographically similar places, it's as simple as them taking out one country, changing it for another, take out one National Geographic explorer, changing it for another, and then all their scam template can stay the same. Also note, going back to the original email, there was something strange to me about the way they said, I have my team for field work, but in need of a photographer, videographer in quotation marks, right? That to me just looks like a template where they could take that out and then they could change it to agent or consultant or travel influencer. Like they didn't even take the time to take their stupid quotation marks out of their stupid scam email. It's the little things. Like, I don't know if you guys notice those. I always notice the little things that tell me something's a scam. But in this case, this person, which is funny, I actually know him. This is Frederick, actually, a photographer who I know. I met him in Mexico City. That's besides the point. But Frederick says, I was honored and surprised, and I asked for a bit more info. Continue. Okay, once I accepted the offer, he let me know a small detail. Yeah, there's always a small detail. Just one thing. He thought I was an American, and because I wasn't, I had to send a small deposit, since they didn't have legal agreements with Europeans, in case I bailed last minute and let him and his team hang. By then, if I'm honest, I was like, makes sense, blah, blah, blah. He asked for 600 euros. Then I slept on it and was luckily clear-headed and started Googling. Turns out Nat Geo had already made a warning on its website. Yeah. So it sounds like Frederick was legitimately falling for it. Which, I mean, listen, I've never fallen for a scam like this, but I understand scammers can be very convincing. I mean, I almost fell for a photography scam when I was selling my camera recently. It's all about, there's always senses of urgency. Scammers always want you to act quickly. They don't want you to stop and think about things. Just like he said, he slept on it and then he did some Googling. All kinds of scams come up. Even this one from nationalgeographic.org. Please be aware, scammers have attempted to use Corey Jaskolski's name to solicit personal and financial information under the guise of National Geographic. Scammers don't want that. They don't want you sleeping on anything. They want you to feel like it's now or never. And they also want you to feel like you are going to get some big reward. You just need to pay something small up front. And so psychologically, you might think, no one would just give 600 euros to someone who's offering nothing. But once you're going to get paid, 5,000 bucks afterwards, of course, 600 euros. Yeah, that makes total sense. It's just a deposit. Plus, the prestige of National Geographic. You feel like, you're going to be working with people like this. This is going to be a life-changing opportunity. Next thing you know, you're going to go to National Geographic and you're going to be seeing your face on the front page there and all that cool stuff. That's exactly what these scammers want you to think. They want you to feel all of those emotions. And I was actually kind of trolling this guy. I wanted to see how far I could go, because once you know it's a scam, it's like, whatever. I could ignore you, but also I could have some fun. I said, thanks, Corey, sounds great. Maybe we could hop on a video call to discuss further. Let me know what time would work for you. That was a month ago, and Corey, I'm still waiting for my video call. If you're out there, man, let me know. But wait, actually you are out there. That's the interesting thing. Because since then, I've actually received 5 separate emails about this same scam. On 2 more occasions, it was Corey. On another one, it was this guy named Derek Joubert. I haven't even clicked on this one. Is it the same scam? Yeah, Norway again. So apparently National Geographic changed the leader of their team to Derek, and then they changed it back to Corey. What's this one? I haven't clicked on this one. Good morning and happy new month. Happy new month. Wow, yeah. You guys are getting lazier with your scams, that's for sure. But you know what? The thing is, there are people out there who don't have English as their first language. There are people out there who are struggling financially right now because of inflation and the pandemic and all that stuff. There are people out there who are just waiting for their big break and are feeling desperate and will fall for this. So as much as I joke and poke fun at this stuff, it is serious and people should be aware. So I'm making this video so anyone who's searching this can have more information about these scammers. When in doubt, always ask to talk to them. If it was this actual person, I'd let them know, hey, by the way, people in my position get a lot of scam emails. Yours kind of felt like that for these reasons. Like I would actually let them know, like, this is the part of your email that had me hesitant. And yeah, don't send money to strangers over the internet. Like, just don't. It's not worth it. Unless you're supporting me on Patreon. No, just kidding. No, but seriously, be aware of these scammers. Don't let yourself get carried away. It's just not worth it.